Hello and welcome to Sports Talk. It is Saturday, May 20, 2023. I am Daniel Blake. Thank you so much for joining me. We do have a very special show today, so I'm going to introduce my guest very shortly. If you are just tuning in on YouTube and Facebook, you will see what's going on. But you can head on over to Love FM Jamaica's page and watch Sports Talk right now. You can also go on the Love FM app in the Google Play or Apple Store, depending on what smart device you have. You can also go on your internet browser, love101.org, and listen live there. Or if you love the old fashioned way, turn on your radio, go to Love 101.1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, depending on where you are on the island. So don't necessarily complain, say you're not hearing the station. You might just need to change the band. So if you're in Kingston, I know that point 3 and point 7 is the best, but when you're outside of Kingston, the other bands would do it. So ensure that you're on the right one so that you can hear me in HD. That don't mean you can't hear people in HD. That don't make no sense. But when you get what I'm saying though, remember that you can keep in touch with me on WhatsApp. That's 876-997-3125. That's 876-997-3125. You can leave your comments and just anything in general that you hear throughout the show. If you have any question about sports, I'll be able to answer it. Usually at this time, I give my sports bits and my monologue right after that, but I don't necessarily want to keep my guest waiting. So today I have, I like to say, one of Jamaica's best ever netballers in the history. She don't like when I say that, but it's true. Former vice captain of the Sunshine Girls, Vangelee Williams. Vangelee, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Daniel.
Great. So, firstly, why you look so nervous? Because
I'm nervous, bad.
why? But because
as
throughout,
the light turned on a while ago, it's like I said, Jesus, I really do this, but I'm nervous. I so relax.
and it's so weird because throughout your career, you were given the outspoken tag.
I've always been interviews, right? I didn't like it one bit, still don't like it.
That's weird.
Weird? Why? Because I don't like doing interviews.
But then you did them anyways, and people always came to you, more so because it was the first time that I was doing sports that a vice captain spoke more than the captain or the coach.
Markio, our captain at the time, was all hardly in Jamaica. So all the time I would have to face the media. Maybe they feel that I give more feedback than just say, yes, okay. No, it was really good. Like I always expound on my points and stuff like that. So interviewers always like to come and talk to me because they actually get information.
So is that Homewood and Micro Education, or is just you in general?
From Homewood, I can remember the first time Miss Graham put me in front of a TV person. It was my first finals, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, but she actually groomed me and said, this is what I want you to say when you're before the camera and stuff like that. And throughout that, Michael, little education there. And then the more you do it, the better you get at it. So I guess.
That's great. All right. So as I mentioned, Vangelee Williams is here with me. So if you have any questions or in your comments on YouTube and Facebook, you can leave them there and I'll ensure that she sees it. So let me just start from the most, I wouldn't say the most current, but it's life right now. How's retirement life?
Great. It's honestly, sometimes I wonder if I lie to myself to say it's great, but I actually don't miss that everyday routine of getting up, going to netball, coming home, going back to netball. I actually like the freedom to just not do anything or do actually what I want to do. And I'm not being looked at through a microscope, no. Being in the program, I had to withdraw a lot of myself, so I couldn't show Vangelee in all her glory. So now I'm living how I choose to live, and happy and just being fun and outgoing and not reserved, because I'm not a reserved person. And back then I had to like control what I do and put out in the media.
That
So
is
yeah.
a no. It's because I mean, is is sports supposed to be restrictive in that sense? Usually, people play sports and they get freedom, but
Yeah,
from what you're,
I get freedom on the court. I get freedom. When I'm in the game, I'm in the game. I'm zoned in.
but you felt
But I
restricted
felt restricted
outside of the
outside
court.
of it because
Got you.
persons fail to separate the two. Like when
Mm,
I'm in netball, I'm in netball space, and then they see me on the road, and then like, is that the sunshine girl? Is that the vice captain? I was like, okay, I have a life outside of this, so
mm.
what's the big deal?
Got you. I've spoken to many former athletes, and I even remember Alia Atkinson when she was on the show. She says she was looking forward to not having the swimmer body anymore. She wanted to see how her body transitions. We know that there is the netball body, and you haven't done it at that competitive level in what, 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
How has that body
That netball
transition
body
been?
is gone. That netball I'm not this putting down how I look now,
Mm-hmm.
but compared to how I looked then when I was fit and active, it's so much different. And sometimes I look back on pictures and I'm like, back then I was in the program weighing like 165. And coaches used to say, no, you're too heavy. I need to
Really?
lose weight.
Wow.
And now I'm weighing 200 and something. I'm like, wow. It's like as I stopped playing netball, I started to gain weight. Like as I stopped, remember, I'm coming from Monday,
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, Friday, Saturday morning, and in between that we have matches to play. And then my lifestyle switched. There was no more netball, no nothing. I was just eating. I ate so much, and it showed. But I'm back on my game. I'm trimming down slowly.
But also the mental side, not just the physical side, but the mental side. I would assume that playing for the national team, it was always on your mind, even when there was no series. You knew that coming up in a few months, you had this assignment. Um, you feel like a sense of relaxation knowing that, boy, I'm not going to play Australia or England or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. Because looking and as I mentioned, Australia, when I look at Australia players, they're always lean. Like you can when they turn sideways sometimes you know see them. So they're always lean and compact. And when you look at us, we have the butt, we have the thick thighs, and but we're still matching up and matching up good. So I was always like a wing defender, and I marked the hardest player on the court, which is a wing attack. So I'll always have to be on my A game where weight is concerned and how I actually get in the zone to know that if my wing attack is zoop zoop zoops, I can't be sauntering because she'll always beat me. So it was always a constant thing, but no, I don't have to worry about that. I just get up and go. If I feel uncomfortable with my body, I was like, okay, I need to go to the gym now because it's like a total hand. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah, I actually want to go back a lot further, not really to the start of the journey, but you made your senior debut in 2011,
Yeah.
and you were still at Homewood at the time, right? Or you were
No,
just leaving?
I would, yeah, I was just
You
leaving,
just
but I
left.
would still be like under 21.
Yeah, I
So,
remember, and
yeah,
that was that was the fast net.
Fastnet at the time, the
No,
last set of it.
no, just coming out of high school essentially and playing in this major tournament for the very first time. Um, did you feel like a sense of wow, like you were shocked, like the lights are too bright, or it was just like, oh, I'm just there?
Exactly that. I was like, whoa, I'm actually there. Like all of this, my coach that tell me about in high school, I'm actually here. It was my England, not forget it, Liverpool, not forget it. First time I go big foreign. I would step out and the breeze lick you. I said, no, sir, this is it. And then it was a sense of like, okay, I'm here. What do I do with it now? And in the moment, at that time, I wasn't a starting player. As I said, I moved over as an under 21 player. So we have a more senior player playing the wing defense. And I can remember the first game, the coach was like, Vangelee, go on. And that was it. I haven't been off since. So I guess kudos to me to keep working and maintaining that spot, but it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy.
I've
It
never
wasn't easy.
I've never heard someone say kudos to me before.
Why?
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just it's just
Because it was a lot of my work. And
which
honestly,
which you should own up to. I
yeah,
agree. I agree.
because it was really hard to come into a space where you have already established defenders who are senior defenders
Mhm.
and making the team, and then not just making the team but being a starting player. So kudos to me.
Do you think that your time during the U16 and the U21 really helped you? Because unlike a lot of national programs here in Jamaica or sports programs, we don't have that, almost seamless transition. But Netball Jamaica has had that program over the years. You felt that that helped, or
Yeah, it does. Because my very first each level, my first tryout I didn't make the team. Like my first under 16, I didn't make the team. So I was a returnee and I made that team. And at the time we had another returnee player. So she was the captain and I was named the vice captain. My first under 21, till this day, I don't know how I don't make that team. I was one of the fittest players on the team. When me tell you, so we make any hill look like flat, then time that I was a dog on court. But I didn't make the team. And they say, oh, I was short.
you shot?
I was short for the circle.
That's
I
crazy.
could not understand. But anyways, we moved past. And then, I try again and I made the under 21 team and then I got captaincy. And while I was doing under 21 duties, I was leaving to do Sunshine Girl duties. So I was bringing back the experience to the girls and stuff like that. So it was really nice and very, very character building, I must say, because each level requires something different from me.
Mhm.
And being with the senior girls, I couldn't be like an under 21, under 16 player. I have to be a senior girl. But then when I go down to under 21, I have to still mesh with my level girls, but then I have to be a step above because I have the experience of what it takes, to go over the line.
Wow, that's pretty profound. Somebody said that you were shot for the circle.
Yes, I was. I've been
Is
hearing that all my defensive career.
but
No matter how much the stats proved and showed that actually I'm actually a good goal defender, it was always like, no, go on the wing because you're too short for the circle. And then a lot of times they'll pick me as a mid court and then they put me to play goal defense when we reach in the tournament.
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
For the listeners, me and Vangelee were basically on the same height. She's just
What do you
it's
mean?
just
I'm
it's just the
taller than you,
braids. No,
Daniel.
no, no,
Daniel,
no, you're
Daniel,
not.
I am Daniel.
Let's not go. You're not 6'1".
Daniel, you're not 6'1" either. I stood beside
Excuse
you when
me?
I came in.
You can't tell me my height. I'm 6'1".
Daniel, I am 5 feet 11 and a half, and they say run it off the 6. You're not
And I am
6'1".
6.
I'm not running
All
down,
right.
but it's
I'll go
alright.
to medical associates, and next week I will present my actual height, but I am 6'1". By the way, remember that you can leave your comments again on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 or on YouTube and Facebook. Leave your comments in there. Ariel B saying you got this girl. Hazel Richards saying good afternoon. And Darian A Mog says go baby girl. That is for you, obviously, not for me.
Hi, Derry.
We're going to go into a break. Vangelee Williams is with me until 2 p.m. Your Inside Sports Talk. And Sports Talk is brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, Country Above Self. We'll be right back.
Every time my son send the liquor barrel for me have to go sit down and walk all day like me have nothing else to do. No, sir, me not fear do this.
Tired of spending all day at the wharf to clear your barrel?
Driver, turn up that the little bit for me there.
Starting May 1, use contactless clearance to clear your non-commercial shipments and avoid the long wait. Call Jamaica Customs today at 876-922-51408 or email contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm.
But God goody, me I go call customs and learn about the contactless clearance. Help me, yeah.
Less waiting, more convenience. Try Customs contactless clearance today.
This is a special announcement from Love 101 and Love Television. Our general offices will be closed to the public on Labor Day, Tuesday, May 23, and will reopen on Wednesday, May 24, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Programs and commercials for Tuesday, May 23 should be submitted by 9 a.m. on Monday, May 22, and obituaries and notices by 10 a.m. on the same day to ensure scheduling for broadcast. Love 101 and Love TV wish for you and yours a peaceful Labor Day.
Yay! Get ready for an inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jakal Dyer, this Monday, May 22. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the feature Becoming You. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with Morning Coffee Pick Me Up Devotional at 6 a.m. Cruise with Love on your radio at 7 a.m. inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. What are some things found in a Jamaican's home that other people may find confusing? Let's talk about it in the feature Being Jamaican. 8:30 a.m. inside The Healthy Way, we discuss metabolic syndrome. 9:30 a.m. is Something More, brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. Stick and stay with us. This Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the family station, Love 101. Celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
No, I see it done, have a couple plan, but that just get...
The government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, will be hosting the Workers' Week Thanksgiving Church Service 2023 under the theme Advancing Our Nation's Interests Through Work, Innovation and Partnership on Sunday, May 21, commencing at 10 a.m. at the Church of the Open Bible, 12 Washington Boulevard, Kingston 20. Listen on Love 101 FM at 4 p.m. as we will share a recording of the service. That's the Workers' Week Thanksgiving Church Service 2023 this Sunday, May 21 at 4 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Love.
101.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love FM, the family station. I am here with former Sunshine Girl and Sunshine Girl's vice captain, Vangelee Williams, who is not taller than me. Please do not believe any. No. And that, you don't need to run me down. I'm just telling you that you're not taller than me. But speaking of tall, because you had a very tall order throughout your career. You see what that transition is sound bad, don't it? Yeah, it sounds smooth. Yeah, so after that Fastnet series in 2011, you became a regular. And then 2016 was, I think, when you were named vice captain for the first time.
Yeah, tell me, maybe I don't honestly, to me,
All
that
right.
was a blur.
No, man. So just
I remember when I first got named vice captain, a particular person said to me, a coach, said, I don't know why they named you vice captain, because you're not fit to be no captain, because I would have given it to such and such. I was like, wow. This lady have never coached me before either way. So it was strange to hear it coming from her. And I think that really caused that relationship between she and I to like that initial statement, and then everything else followed. But when I was named vice captain, honestly, I didn't want it, because I didn't want to be in that space to be in the leadership position then. Because at the time, management and players were at odds. And I was always vocal. So maybe like, okay, cool, she's always vocal. Why not put her in a position? But then when I got in the position and started to speak up, it was like, oh, maybe it's a wrong thing. But I guess It's okay, we live and we learn. I think I did my part as vice captain pretty well, and that's what I'll say on that.
Yeah, I feel like you're answering questions I don't ask, which
Exactly.
I don't
Let
mind,
me say, let me
which
say,
I don't mind, which is why you are probably the outspoken.
too outspoken.
So now that you mentioned that, because you even mentioned at the youth level, feeling like you weren't given a fair shot at times. Um, do you think that your career would have been better if those things didn't happen? Better in
Better in this sense, yeah.
in terms
Because
of
I've done it all to me, I've been to World Championship, I've been to Com Games, I've played professionally. So what is the better?
I'm saying, all right, let me just fast forward to this question because I wanted to wait, because you ended up retiring in 2020 at 28.
And
No,
that still bother him to this
no,
day.
no, because a lot of people, we praise athletes for their longevity, but
Yeah.
at 28,
I felt like I had done enough.
so
Honestly, I did.
okay, and that's no, I'm not saying that you must say anything different, but I'm wondering if, like, those type of things that have happened to you throughout your career, and maybe the pressure and the responsibilities, did those play a role in you saying, you know what, we're done?
Definitely. All right, let's just see if I can put this in a politically correct way. It came a point where I didn't enjoy the game anymore.
Wow.
I was turning up to training and I was more focused on what was happening off the court than what was happening on the court. And it wasn't my safe haven anymore. I wasn't comfortable leaving training and pleased with myself. Like, I was like, no, sir, why am I feeling like this? Maybe it was internally, maybe it was externally. To this day, sometimes I don't understand why I decided to leave at that point, but I have no regrets. I honestly don't. I think I've been playing from I was in primary school, and take away primary school from home days, I've been at it hard because home training is extremely hard. And then I come to Michael, have to leave Michael training, go to national training, and then I do that for almost years. And then I finish that and then I start working. So the dynamics change. No more school, but I have other important jobs to do. And then I have to leave that and then go back to training and then come back. And at the end of the day, I didn't feel like we mattered, or I mattered to the program, because they were like, oh, I want to choose to come play. So when we were requesting certain things, the basic things, give a little ice bath, pay for a little massage, do a little something, it was always, no, we can't afford that. No, we don't have the money for it. So it's like, okay, why me I batter myself just for nothing? I'm gonna get all. I'm gonna want one baby.
So, all right, not gonna mention the baby thing because that's your business.
That's my business, but let's just say.
So
Time that come.
So you said that you felt you did everything because you won 2 Commonwealth bronze, 2 Fast 5 silver, and a Fast 5 bronze.
But you even know more than me. 1 Caribbean tournament, quite a few test series, home and away.
So when you look at that, you're like, I'm all right with that. You never sad, so you miss out on any goal or anything like that.
Sad that I missed out on a medal for World Championship, because my first one was 2015 and I replaced 4th, and then 2019 we came.
No, don't talk about 2019. I try not to bring up anything controversial. Because if we talk about 2019, I know you're going to say a lot of no comment to our next question. So let's not talk about 2019.
But just say, that is the only thing I don't have a medal in that sense. But for under 21, I have a bronze for the World Youth. So I don't let what I don't have affect what I actually got and be happy about. So
say that again. You remember what you just said a while ago?
Of course.
Say it again.
In the same way, I don't let what I don't have affect what I got.
Yo, that bad,
But yeah,
so that bad.
hey, when if I say Daniel face,
That
like,
bad, that bad. If you want to see my face and Vangelee's face, you can head on over to YouTube and Facebook on Love FM Jamaica's pages. We are live right there. And remember our WhatsApp number 876-997-3125. And again, you can leave your comments over YouTube and Facebook. To me, you played in what I call the transition era of
yeah,
Jamaican netball because
definitely.
the expectations changed. So the early 2000s, it was like, oh, these Jamaicans, they're playing now.
Yeah.
But then now everybody start expecting you guys to
To be
win.
good.
Yeah, and to win gold all the
Mhm.
time. What was that like dealing with? And do you think that led to a lot of the, outside things affecting, on the court because people started to feel like if we're not getting gold, then it's a failure in a
It's a
sense.
failure, yeah. But they failed to remember that in 2011 when the whole squad came back from World Cup and everybody retired, at the time the coach Overrun Petersinati, she selected quite a few of us under 21 players to fit in into the senior squad. And she was say, okay, we have some experience with the set that actually stayed, and then she have some youth, and this is what we're going to do. And if even in the current squad now, my under 21 girls that's been in the program from 2011 to present, we've always been consistent, we've always been doing the work, and now they're reaping it. And persons at the time back then were like, oh, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there, we're almost there. A lot of things in the background affected the outcome on court a lot of times, but people don't talk about it because they're like, okay, suck it up, you're on the court, play a game, don't worry about it. But a lot of players could not worry about it then. So I'm really happy for the progress, but the journey back then, it was really, really hard.
And again, is that one of the reasons, well, that you probably said, I really don't want to deal with this anymore, especially after 2019.
Exactly after that, because leading up to that, I wanted to quit.
And then 2020 was the COVID year. So I am assuming, and this is just an assumption, that because there was no sports going on and you had this relaxation, because after 2019 you had announced that you were taking a break.
Yeah.
And then 2020, everybody was given that mandatory break.
And then when they restarted during COVID, we were doing it over Zoom. And every time, like, I kid you not, as I click off Zoom, I start crying.
No, I'm not.
You're laughing at me?
What do you mean? As in,
I don't know, maybe I wasn't healed, and I thought I was. Because after that break, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back. But then all of the changes that happened, they changed coaches and everything, and we were training on Zoom, and each Zoom session just felt heavy. At the time, I was talking to my friend, and she was like, if you keep feeling this way, why you keep going? Like, and every time I come off a vent, as I end the Zoom, I start crying. I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. I can't push it anymore, and I can't force it anymore, so I won't try. At 28.
We're not talking about that. I remember after you had made the announcement, former President Marva Bernard. Hi, Miss Bernard, how are you? She sends a lot of emojis.
Yeah, all the time. Sometimes I wonder if we should.
No, at first she sends emojis that I didn't even know existed. I was like, wait, this is interesting. But yeah, she said that more netballers may need to do they need to see sports psychologists or sports counselors because the unknown pressure that you don't see is extremely high. Do you think that you would have benefited from that?
I definitely have. I remember for 2015 we had a psychologist by the name of Khadija, and then for 2019 we had Dr. Rose. For me, I used them, but if you ask other players, they didn't. they didn't feel comfortable talking about what was happening. Me, I got chat. Me now, me no burden me. I can remember going into World Cup, the last one. I know you don't want to talk about it.
No, I want to talk about it, but I know you're going to get angry.
I don't want to get angry, but everything felt heavy. And I can remember Dr. Rose said to me, Vangelee, you know, say, even though I realize say you probably is an empath, if you focus on your job, like if you do what you for do on the court, that should be enough. And I don't know if me didn't need chief to tell me, but the fact that she tell me, I started focusing on what I could have done by myself, which was just taking care of the positions that I was placed in. So if I was playing wing defense, take care of my wing attack. If I was playing goal defense, take care of my goal attack. And don't focus on everything else that is happening. And it worked. I actually managed to continue training. I'll even train it. So how I was losing it, I snap at training, snap on the fitness trainer. Because it's a period if you hear this anyway. Because at the end of the day, when I'm not at peace and when I'm having issues, like I don't really, when I can't say what I want to say, it come out in a different way. But Dr. Rose really helped me through that process. Because even after that, I had more sessions with her. And even after, when I was on my break, I was going to some other psychologists for different purposes because I really feel like I was going to lose my mind. Because I said, why am I being depressed over things that I'm just saying no. When I put myself in now. Because I could have left the program long time. But I chose to stay and then I let everything affect me the way it did. And when I was talking about it, they were like, oh, Vangelee, suck it up. Oh, Vangelee, suck it up. It was like, no. Nobody was like, all right, Vangelee, I understand. Let's do it this way. It was always like, oh, Vangelee, be a big girl. Be a big girl. Be the bigger person. Let that go. Never like, okay, let we work through this and let me understand why you actually feel that way here. So, yeah. Talking about it just memories, man. Like, God, man, it just get dark. Like, the things that we have flow through my head, I can't even say it because I still actually I protect people. That's just who I am. Can't help it. See me wink?
Yeah. That is a lot because again, from an outsider like me who sees you retire at 28 is like, yo, what are you doing? But hearing all of that is like, wow. So in 2023, May 20th, today, you are
I'm active.
fine.
I'm okay. I'm playing netball. Club league just start. So I'm back in the game. And I find in the love, like in that space, in my club space, it was always fun. So just being around my club, Jamaica, being around the girls, I love seeing them. I love playing with them. And the environment is really a family thing. And nobody know up there so, and nobody not down there so. Nobody just, come together for the same purpose. And no matter what, we're going to play netball and we want to win. And as you know, Jamaica culture, we are winning team.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But that's it. Today would have been a match day, but the game then they get postponed and things for we. But match a player stadium, I'm going to go watch.
For sure. So you mentioned playing club league, playing business house.
Business house for NHT.
NHT.
National Housing Trust.
Yeah. You have an A team and a B team?
Yeah, we do.
So you're NHTA because you are up here, so?
Well,
hold on. Have you played for the B team before?
I've never played on a B team.
Which means that you are on a different level, correct? That's why I'm just, not all the listeners will know that. That's why I'm just clarifying. So you just don't play for, there might be women out there who say they play for NHT, but they actually play for the B team.
But our B team is still good. Our B team are defending champions too. Like, they have won championships. It's just that our A team is star-studded. Like,
Thank you for
It
saying that.
is. It
And that's
is.
what I'm trying to let people know, that you are a part of a star-studded cast.
Yes.
You
we
also
are.
played in the Elite League recently, but your end goal is just to be happy. Like you just
Yes.
want to
I just
play.
want to play netball again. I want to be happy. I want to be on the court and enjoy the game. I want to finish the game and feel like, wow, that was actually amazing to do. That's it. And even you mentioned elite. It was a friend of mine, Nardia. She was like, man, you're not playing elite. I'm like, no, I don't hear about it. I don't get an email or anything. And she was like, Anyway, she went and she spoke to the persons or the higher power that be. And I ended up on the draft. And I was like, the space I'm in, if I'm not going to play for your team, please don't make nobody else pick me. And I ended up on her team, and we finished last.
I wouldn't say last. You finished fourth.
It's four number people that competition.
No, but it's
Four number
fourth.
somebody
It's fourth.
last.
No, you finished fourth.
And I being out of netball so long and coming back to netball to start there, oh Lord, it was tough. But each game I improved, and everybody was like, "No man, Vangelee, you're losing weight." And the stats speak. Get a couple play of the match, get like a play of the game. So look at things there.
Which is why certain people are like, "Why did you retire?" But now that you've told this, now that you've told the story, I will say it a lot less. I'm still gonna say it, but I'm gonna.
But Danny, I'm gonna tell you the story.
No. I know.
And honestly, there's like a handful of persons who actually know the very details behind
Got you.
why I retired.
And we don't want to bring that up because
I don't want to bring that up when I can't.
This want to talk about love because this is Love FM, and if you are just joining us, former Sunshine Girls Vice Captain Vangelee Williams is with us. Speaking of that, because I want to ask something, but I'm going to ask this first because netball is not a cash-rich sport at all.
Definitely not.
So how did you manage financially? Because even at the time, you were still, at one point, you were going to Michael and doing that.
Scholarships. Because, by the time I started getting stipend, like when I left the program, the stipend was $11,250.
A week?
Which week? A month? I don't know if that's top secret. I'm sorry if it is, but at the time that was.
Wait, hold on, say that again.
When I left the program,
you got $11,000 a month?
Yes, $11,250 was the
hold
stipend.
All right, hold on. So you got paid differently. So like
paid where? I wasn't working.
So like when you used to go on like the tours and the tournaments.
Stipend. I think at the time it was $20 a day. Or I don't it was 20 when early out it was $20 a day. When I left, we were getting like $30 a day as per day. And that's it. Like when we win, we don't really get, if we get cash prizes, we don't know. But when we usually come back,
hold on, what do you mean you don't know?
Like if we enter, like if we play like a test series, if there's a cash prize attached to it other than ranking, I don't know. But when we do good, Babs used to come and say a little thing here. But that is normal, like the end of the year.
So essentially, you were getting $12,000 a month to play for the Sunshine Girls.
Yeah. And that is in my latter years when we just start making the 6,000-6,500 bracket. But I think them improve now. Them supposed to improve by now. I don't know.
We would hope, because this leads me to my next question, because I've been to many sporting events throughout my entire life. And I've been inside the National Stadium and I have seen you and your teammates walk through the stands with the little pandem. No.
Hey,
let me tell you. It's not me doing it, and I was so embarrassed for you guys because when you just go around just a big money, like how only used to do that knowing that the sport wasn't that.
It's not a lot. Is it with me? when I always tell myself, whenever I'm in something, like me, I'm gonna give my best. So when they ask to do stuff like that, I will always volunteer. And if they call on me without me volunteering, I'm gonna say yes. So doing that at Gibson, like going around and asking people for money, is that me they used to it from like high school days. I will always have to do look at things to sponsorship. So to me, it never strange. But to the wider Jamaica, they were like, no, this is not normal and that should not be. And a lot of conversation that we had that day with the people who are give them like a 50 and $10 and whatever, they were like, I can't the Sunshine Girls this. But it was really hard. Sponsors did get dropped or cut them money, and going to a World Cup is expensive. All money is supposed to come from the association. So if we do have somebody who come and say, all right, say a $15 million there, buy that for them, say another 10 years for that, we have to oscillate.
I know this year we've seen a lot more sponsors come in because I think
because them come second.
I was
so people want winners. So we would have come brands them cause I not forget. Sorry for cut you, but I not forget what we come back from Com Games 2014 and they dubbed us the Bronze Queen. And to me, that was my first Com Games. And that Com Games, to me, it was a real grinder. For that bronze, it was really, really tough to get. And then to hear everybody say, oh, the Bronze Queen, the Bronze Queen, the Bronze Queen. I said, oh, did they come back and work with me? Or they didn't know how did we even get bronze? And then we did still have the trusted Best Ref and other sponsors. But now, when we come silver, we get silver at last year. When you come last year,
Commonwealth.
Everybody's like, okay, things are going now. Come dash on some money upon them. But none of them never want to come when the journey did rough. Because if they come on from then, when we have begged them, would have probably get gold in 2022 instead of silver.
And if they came on in 14 and 18, you'd have get gold too.
Would have probably, because would have the things that we need. Just the basic, getting an ice bath every training, getting massages, having probably if you say, all right, you can get a full month off work and they can cover that day. So we get the pay the same way, plus the money when I give it. So everything happen for a reason. In our health, like me not benefit from that now, but I know say players coming up will. So we did go through the roughness, they might get for them glory now, and it's all right. Why you shake your head?
No, I don't envy you at all.
I don't envy you either. You don't feel envy nobody.
That's why I don't envy you. It is 1:45 right here in Kingston, Jamaica. Well, in a lot of places. But we are still here with former vice captain of the Sunshine Girls, Vangelee Williams. We are gonna take a very short break, and remember, you can participate in the show, so feel free to do so on WhatsApp and on YouTube and Facebook. I'm gonna read some of those comments right after this break, so stay with us. We have a very short time left, so stick with us.
Every time my son send the liquor barrel for me have to go sit down and off all day like me have nothing else to do. No, sir, me not fear do this.
Tired of spending all day at the wharf to clear your barrel?
Driver, turn up that the little bit for me there.
Starting May 1, use contactless clearance to clear your non-commercial shipments and avoid the long wait. Call Jamaica Customs today at 876-922-51408 or email contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm.
But God goody, me I go call customs and learn about the contactless clearance. Help me out.
Less waiting, more convenience. Try Customs contactless clearance today.
Jamaica's gangs are like packs of rats. They live in filth and try and drag us all in there with them, spreading the disease of violence and corruption everywhere. But like a pack of rats, they can be eliminated with your help. If you have information on gangs, call Crime Stop on 311. This message is brought to you by Crime Stop and their marketing partners, Lime and NCB.
We've been through hills and valleys and the boat was rocking, but the Lord stayed with us for sure. And every time we thought it was over, the Lord gave us cover and He defeated our foes. But looking back, we now can say the Lord has helped us all this way. And now we're celebrating 30 years of music and family. 30 years of love. We're celebrating 30 years of music and family. 30 years of love. We're celebrating 30 years of love. We're celebrating 30 years of love. We're a family station, spreading love to the nation, through the faces of love, far and near. The memories of reaching out to listeners all about it. It's spreading smiles everywhere. So looking back, we all can say the Lord has helped us all this way. And now we're celebrating 30 years of music and family. 30 years of love. We're celebrating 30 years of music and family. 30 years of love. We're celebrating 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 30 years of love. Years of love.
This is Asafa Powell, one of the fastest men in the world, and you're listening to Love 101, your family station.
Hi, I'm Shelly Ann Fraser Price, and you're listening to Love FM, the family station.
Welcome back to Sports Talk here on Love 101, the family station. We have just around 10 minutes to go, and we have been here with, I'm not going to say outspoken because everybody.
Chat too much, Vangelee.
There we go. Boss ears. We are going to use boss ears.
I
Boss
know
ears.
a lot of person don't know, so I'm going to chat this much. For true.
Who don't know that?
For
At least for the last 49 minutes, people have known.
people are going to know now. But if you see me in the street and I know, I really and truly understand.
But I don't think people will look on people and say, that man, the chat enough
No,
on
because
them.
you can hear them. You can hear them before you even see them. He's just not that. For true.
Oh, so you're one of them silent boss ears.
And when you talk to me, and if my vibe with them, I just start chat. But if you talk to me, I'm in a vibe, you're going to feel like me disrespectful because I'm not going to pay no mind. You're going to talk and I'm so, okay.
Got you.
So, can't you say blocky?
Quite. Let me just read some of the comments because Ariel says she's so honest, and it also shows that our sports programs are severely underfunded, particularly netball. Government really needs to think about redirecting some of the money they have allocated elsewhere. Maybe some of the raise that they let me not go into that. Paulette saying that she does look taller than me in this chair. Yes, because
But my mama dropped the chair for you, you know. My mama dropped the chair.
and
for
this
you.
chair is also low. Let me just tell
But
you.
this chair, I drop the chair lower for you. Coming on why you don't want the face level to them above you. Try no.
If I am to stand up right now and you're to stand up,
we're
I'm
not
gonna
doing it.
No, we're not gonna do it. I'm just letting people know. Don't put that in people's head.
All right, Daniel. Me give you, you win.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Remember, I play basketball, you know.
So you win. Me give you the win. Take it, brother. Take it.
Anyways, let me ask you some other question. I don't want to just ask, things that might bring up negative emotions.
Wow.
Last week was Mother's Day,
Yeah.
and I know that you and your mother are very tight like that.
That's my G,
How
man.
how did she support you while you were playing for the Sunshine Girls? Was she like a very hands-on mother, like she used to watch the games and say, Vanji, why you do
Mm-mm.
this? Or was it just always you go girl and
It was back in high school when my coach, Miss Graham at the time, told her that this girl have potential, and she was like, "Okay, she's yours." So my entire netball journey, it was always Miss Graham. Like my mother know that I have match. I come home. How was it? I win. That's it. Oh, you always a win. Because from me, primary school, high school, me I win. Me up on winning team. And to be fair, she saw me play once for Jamaica. And that was in 2012 when we played South Africa out here. That was my debut in Jamaica. Like the first time I played for the country in Jamaica for the senior squad. And at the time, it was Miss Graham at the time brought her up, and that was the first game she saw. And I think she saw 2 business house games, one at the stadium and the most recent one that was held at Scotiabank. And that's it. She just know that I play netball. She know that I travel, and she know that it's something big because I play for the country. And she know that she will see me on TV sometime. But that's about it. Like, and she support me because she never yet tell me, no, you can't go a netball match there. No, why you come home so late from training? No, you can't go on camp. No, you can't do that. I remember the first time I go on a homework camp, she bought me a Reebok sneakers. The other day I was talking to my teammates about it. And she was so excited because when I grow rich, poor, middle class, whatever you call it, but far, far from rich. And when she buy the sneakers, she did really, really excited because I think at the time she paid almost 5,000 feet. And then 5,000 enough. And the very first time I got training, one run, the sneakers pop out. And she's like, me done. Me not have it. And it so happens that the coach at the time, they take me up as a little daughter. So every time she used to come and say, a little birdie said me forget this. A little birdie said forget that. Says, I get things. Always I get, if I no money, a new sneakers or a new training bra or something. So my mother never have to feel the burdens of what netball require. Because you have to pay for shoes, you have to pay for your clothes, you need to rehydrate. My mother never have to do that. So thank God for all the little birdies them. Why me say that so? Thank God for all the little birdies that was along the journey carrying me. Because it never easy, but me never feel like it hard. In that sense.
Love that. You played, was it 1 year for Bath in the UK?
That was a professional stint.
Yes. How was that? Because not a lot of our players back then did that, and you had that opportunity. Did you enjoy it, or were you like, you know what, I actually prefer playing for Jamaica?
I actually enjoyed it. But my experience at Bath, I feel like them never ready for Vangelee. That let me just say that they're never ready for
Not
Vangelee.
many are.
Not many, yeah. So I played, and no matter how effective I was, when I look at the stats and watching back the games, then the next game come, you don't put me on the court until you're losing and you want balls to turn over. You're like, okay, Vanji, go and win 2 balls. And then I was like the surprise player. I said, una pay me, una pay una money, use up my talent. Every time we have a game, we watch videos and they have to do clips and show you where we win the ball. If them show 10 clips, 8 out of me, I win them. Yet still I wasn't playing. I wasn't getting much court time. And I could not understand. And I was like, okay, it was World Cup. It was leading up to a big Commonwealth Games here, and they wanted to play the England players. I understand that. But as a franchise, you want to get back what you pay, right? And I didn't feel like they gave me enough opportunity to give back to Bath the way that I could. And then after that, I realized that I don't want to go back to England because maybe it will still be the same thing. I'm going to come back and I beg for my job. I'm big up NHT, me get my job. Because I had to leave the job, take up that. And if I had intent to do it professionally, would I need more inches for reaching a Suncorp, apparently.
Because you were still short for the
Still too short.
And yet you think we're on the same height. You know, me and Janelle were almost on the same
Jesus
height.
face. Why me call it Jesus name and other people in place? You can't put your name and Janelle in the
Me
same
and Janelle were
sentence
almost on the
in
same
the-
height. I can tell you, and Janelle will vouch for me. But anyways, we have about 2 minutes left. So I'm gonna ask about you. I was gonna ask about the Sunshine Girls and their chances this year, but I'm gonna ask about you.
And my chances to survive.
No. I don't. That's a question for God. But in terms of your objectives and goals going forward, because you're still young, in a sense, do you have anything that outside of netball that you'd want to accomplish?
It is in your business.
If you want to tell people your business, that's fine. It's just that's up to you.
Is it growing up? Sorry for always attack story. There is just very few things that I aimed for. And out of that, just say me get 3. So me away on the 4th one. And that's it. When I say okay, now I'm talking business.
If you want to talk it, you can.
No, I don't want to talk.
Okay.
No. Just like objectives, just to live and find peace and inner peace and be happy. Honestly, I just try to fight with myself daily, because I make some decisions in my life when I make no sense, but I'm alive, so give me another day to make better choices. And I'm working on what I want. It's not really I need it, but I want it.
I love that. Love that. And it was a great choice being here, right?
It was, always.
Lovely. Thank you so much for coming and sharing those stories. I'm gonna ease up the retirement talk, I promise. We're not gonna mention it again.
Okay.
At least for this year. But thank you so much. That was former Sunshine Girls Vice Captain Vangelee Williams giving us her story, a very powerful story, as you've heard. And remember, when you see those Sunshine Girls, doing their thing, remember that they need your support. So if any corporate bodies out there listening, or if you have any influence like that, you can help out. And even if you're just an average citizen, you can help out, because them have GoFundMe page, so you can go to Netball Jamaica social media pages, or call Netball Jamaica yourself and see how you can help, because there are a lot of young, talented netballers out there, and they just need a little support. So thank you so much for joining wherever you did across the world. Truly appreciated your time. And remember, Sports Talk happens every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. right here on the family station, Love 101. Please enjoy your weekend, and as always, watch some sports.